Oh my goodness, I had the most Bay Area experience last night and I have to share it with somebody. So I was coming back from the Queer Women of Color Film Festival, which was amazing. I was feeling myself. I was at the Embarcadero BART station and all of a sudden I hear the sound of like beats and someone freestyling. And naturally, as a rapper, I love to freestyle. It's like therapeutic for me. And so it was like 15 minutes before my BART train was coming. So I was like, all right, cool. So I go to the other side going towards San Francisco and I see three young people. They're kind of like all vibing a little bit. Well, there was two young people, a Latino kid and a black kid. The black kid had the beats and the Latino kid was rapping. And then there was a kid that might have been trans. I'm not exactly sure what their gender identity was, but they were sitting on the floor, which was a little bit weird, but I was like, okay, whatever. So I come up to them and I'm like vibing, I'm chilling. They're kind of like, okay, who is this lady? But you know, I was feeling myself and I was listening to them at first. And the Latino kid was doing he was doing okay, but he was kind of struggling to rhyme. And I was like encouraging him. And then I started to freestyle and they were like, whoa, they were kind of impressed. The black kid looked a little bit butthurt because sometimes that happens when I'm in ciphers with men, especially young men, or actually all men. And they kind of are like, wow, you actually are skilled at doing this. But I was like, whatever. I was keeping it positive. I was keeping it all love. And I was even like encouraging the youth, the trans youth to come up and like freestyle too. And of course they were the best. And so we were all just like vibing and the black kid hadn't really rapped yet. And so I was like, hey, I want to hear you spit. And he was like, I get paid to rap. And we were like, okay. And then the Latino kid was like, no, you don't, bruh. Because if you got paid, we wouldn't be on this BART platform. And I was like, oh. And then the black kid looked actually hurt by that. And he looked like he might cry a little bit. And that was kind of embarrassing for him. But at the same time, it wasn't a lie. And the Latino kid was like, I'm not going to lie to him. But then he left. The black kid left. And he had the beats. So then we didn't really have anything to freestyle with anymore. So then we just got to talking. And the trans kid was like, oh, I almost got arrested by the police because they said that I had this gun, but it's not really a gun. And they pulled out what looked like a replica of an antique firearm. And we were just like, whoa. And they were pointing around. We were like, whoa. It really looked like a firearm to be real with you. They put it back in their bag. And then the Latino kid was like, yeah, like it's been crazy. I was actually going to rob somebody tonight. I was going to rob you. And he pointed to the trans kid and we were all like, what? And I was like, look, both y'all need to stop whining, like chill the fuck out. And you don't want to be behind enemy nines right now. This is not the time. And I was like, look, what do you need? I said to the Latino kid, I will give you $15 right now. And I just gave him some money out of my pocket. And he was like, oh my God, thank you so much. You don't understand. I was about to rob somebody tonight. And I was like, no, never that. Don't do that. And then we all exchanged Instagrams.